Why couldn't you let go even when you knew it was over? Stendhal was one of the greatest novelists who has ever lived. Spent his whole life, chasing women he could have. The moment he got them, he stopped wanting them. He knew about himself. He wrote about it extensively. He understood the mechanism completely and still couldn't stop. Dostoevsky gambled everything he had, won sometimes, felt nothing when he won, then lost everything and felt alive. Not because he was weak, because he was addicted, not to money, not to women, but to a special feeling, specific electricity, the feeling of wanting something just out of reach. Look, bare branch, ordinary, nothing special about it at all. Imagine with me that we took this branch and throw it in a salt mine for a couple of months. Of course, the salt will crystallize every bit of it, just like that. And after a while, all the ugly parts will be covered, turned into brilliant crystal. It will all crystal. You will not recognize the branch, you will only recognize the crystal. And Stendhal said, imagination does this to people. You take an object, an idea, crystallize it, and all you can see is the crystal and the shine that comes from that crystal. You throw a real person into your mind and pull out a diamond, even if that person isn't the diamond. And that crystallization state, that feeling of seeing something ordinary transformed into something extraordinary. That's the addiction that every single person is at. That's the feeling. That's the addiction again. Not the person. The feeling the person produces. Think about the last time you couldn't let something go. Not because the thing was still there, but because the version of it in your head was still running. The job you couldn't get, the person who didn't choose you, the life you imagined having by now. The real thing was gone, but your mind kept producing the crystallized version, kept running the scene, kept the electricity alive on something that no longer existed. That's not weakness. That's the salt mine operating exactly as designed. Your mind built something so detailed, so charged, so alive that reality didn't turn it off. Because you weren't attached to the thing, you were attached to the feeling the thing produced. And that feeling lived not in the thing itself. So, what did Stendhal do with this? He wrote, not to communicate, not to teach anyone anything, because the novel, the only place the salt mine never has to meet reality. In real life, you get the person, the crystals fall off, the feeling dies. In a novel, Julian never has to permanently possess Mathilde. The wanting stays perfectly calibrated, the electricity never dies. The novel is where his addiction went instead of destroying his actual life. Every great creator you admire, the ones who made things that changed you, they weren't more talented than everyone else. They had an addiction. They couldn't kill it, so they built something with it. The question isn't how to remove the addiction, the question is what are you building with it? Because the feeling is going somewhere regardless. It always does. Into the loop that won't let you sleep, into the object that will disappoint you, into the next person your mind turns into a diamond, or into something that lasts longer than the feeling does, quite almost to yourself. They weren't chasing people or glory. They were chasing the feeling of wanting something they couldn't have. And writing was the only place that feeling never died. That feeling always alive.